Hey everyone, it's Vikky, and today I'll be watching Attack on Titan Season 1, Episode 6. You probably now have realized that this is not the usual place where I film. I'll talk about this in a few seconds later, but for you, my viewers, I have just some quick questions. I want to address some stuff which is more channel related, somewhat. So if you're not interested into anything like that, you can just check the timestamps in the description box below and access any part of this video which you desire to watch. So, at first I want to just apologize. Today it's Saturday where I'm filming. Basically, it's been 2 days since I uploaded my last video. And at episode 5 in the comment sections, I addressed that and said that my next reaction will be on Friday. That sadly didn't happen, so I'm sorry for that. But I will also explain that a bit later. But because I want to start with this, how do you feel about this place? Does it bother you? Is it disturbing? Do you only prefer that place where I usually film? Because basically the truth is, at least 3 days of the week I'm here. Sometimes less, around 3 usually. And I have the most free time here. And this is basically the same place where I filmed my discussion for episode 2 and 3, but it was that there in the corner. And I never had intentions to film here because I thought the best place, of course, is to film there, where I usually film, basically. But the thing is, I don't have a lot of time there. And that's basically the truth why I was somewhat inconsistent with my uploads. Now it's been around, I think, a little bit more than a week, and I uploaded 5 videos, which is all, it's not every day, but it's close to my goal. The biggest thing that was in my way to being able to upload every day was the fact that I could only film 4 days a week. I basically had a plan that the first 4 days I will film, and then I'll be here, I will edit. And basically what every time happened was that I edited those episodes quickly, and then I had nothing to do. So I would like to use my whole time a bit better. I would like to watch multiple episodes at once, so I can... And that basically is only possible here. Here I have more free time. I have the ability to take some hours off and just watch maybe 5-6 episodes in a row, which would certainly help me. But that at the end would mean that around 50% of my videos would be filmed here, probably. So let me know, how do you feel about this? How do you feel about this place? Does it bother you? Is it disturbing? And do you prefer only that regular place? But that would mean that I basically won't be able to upload daily. But I think you won't be bothered by this place, but I'm still asking you because the furniture is white, which is a calming color, so and there are not many stuff around here. And also I think the sound in this room is better, so we'll see about that. And also I had a tougher schedule these past few days. Now my schedule will be a bit lighter, which will allow me to film, so I think that from now on there shouldn't be any days where I will not upload. So that's basically the reason why I haven't uploaded now for 2 days, because I have not watched. I didn't have any material. I didn't have enough time to sit down and watch episode 6. So I assure that I'll probably upload now daily, but if I won't, then I'll try to let you know. So that's why I made a Twitter account. You can check it out in the description box. It would be highly appreciated if you follow it. I'll never force you to subscribe or follow to me. I'll always say if you want. It's basically your own decision. But it would really be helpful if you would subscribe to Twitter, because there's always that chance that my channel will be taken down because of copyright, and if that ever happens, we still have a platform where I can contact you and tell you where I will continue my Attack on Titan journey. One of you requested 2 things, that I talk about those info cards which appear in the show, and I'll do that like after my post-reaction thoughts. You know, those information cards which they show in each episode. I think you know what I mean. The second request was to put background music into my discussion. I'll do that, but you all have to let me know if it's okay with all of you. Like, does it irritate you? Does it bother you? Is it annoying? Just let me know. I will, if you're maybe interested, I'll try to now stick to the same time at which I will upload. I will usually upload around 8 to 10 o'clock of my own time zone. If you're interested, you can just look up Slovenian or French time zone and you'll see what my time is. And there's no time at which I could upload and like every one of you could see it at that specific moment. Like, I looked on my channel analytics and I think like the most of you are from Japan and the USA, which are 2 countries have 2 different places, so it's really hard to find the best time available to upload. So I decided around 8 to 10 o'clock, or maybe 8 to midnight, around there I will usually try to upload. I just wanted to say that my friend who recommended Attack on Titan is helping me, and he's checking all of your comments. I know I already said it in one comment, but just to let you know again, you can comment anything. Like, I will read all of those comments, but if there's any spoiler comment, he will let me know and I won't read it, but I'll probably still like it, give you a heart, but I just probably won't reply because I didn't read what you wrote. So I'm still be able to interact with you and avoid spoilers. And I'm trying my best to do that. I made a second YouTube account, so I don't, when I'm on this account, I never go to YouTube search, because I'm like pretty sure that they would certainly, like on the homepage, would show me some other reactors because of my videos. So I'm not playing with that. I don't want to get any spoilers. You have warned me and I'm doing my best to not get spoiled. And lastly, I think I made this introduction like now super long, so I probably won't now play the initial introduction. Basically my reaction to episode 6 was still filmed at that place. And I made the introduction, a larger portion of the discussion was filmed there, so just to let you know, but I'll probably cut that introduction out, so because this introduction is now super long and there isn't a point to making this whole video too long. But before I finish, I just wanted to thank you. I think we now hit around 60 subscribers, more than 2,000 views from 5 videos in what, a week? The thing that touches you the most is so many of you have gave me so many positive feedback, so many positive comments. The response from you was so positive that it just gives me an additional motivation. It just makes you, it's hard to describe this feeling, but it gives you such a great feeling that you know that you're doing this now for someone, that someone is actually watching this and that they enjoy it. And it makes you feel great. It makes you feel like, it makes you feel good about what you're doing. Like, the most surprising thing is that, like, it's mostly people from our own world. Like, only I think only one person, which I know, which is the friend who recommended me Attack on Titan, knows this channel. So this is not because I would tell someone and made them watch my videos. No, it's basically real fans of Attack on Titan, and it's crazy. And when I was talking to my friend, he said, don't be surprised if you'll have 0 views on your first video. He said, we were talking like, yeah, there should be maybe 20 views, and it's now around, I think, 900 already. Even the first day it was already like, I think more than 200 views. I never expected anything like that. Like I hoped that the first video would, I like hoped that it would be amazing if the first video could hit 100 views. But it to be now in this time already close, already 900. That's 9 times what I hoped. It does give you a special feeling. Anyways, hope you'll enjoy this video. Feedback, as always, is massively appreciated, especially because I'm filming at this new place. So let me know what you think about it. Enjoy this. See you at the end. We're at the discussion. Have a great day. Okay, he's here. I don't know. I really don't know what to expect. The world in a little girl's eyes. What's that? What happened? Oh no, what? This is that woman who was featured just a bit in episode 3. How did Armin survive? What happened? Yeah, she really is. What's wrong with her? What happened? Where are all the Titans? Is he really dead? Oh. That was seen already in the first episode. Man, he has a really hard time. Is that... oh, that's France? I don't know why this seems so sad. Where are all the Titans gone? What? Oh man. Oh. You're kidding me, right? Abnormal. Oh, Mikasa. Kill that bastard. Is that the first kill? That's that. Oh yes. Go. Man, this guy is annoying, like... Kill him. She's going to kill him. Oh, man, she's really good. Oh. She destroyed him. Corpse, wow. Wow, she's super badass. I got chills. wrong with her? There's something so suspicious about Mikasa. Oh, that's her.
さも自分の子供ができたら教えてあげるのよ。子供はどうやったらできるの？さあ、お父さん。いや、お父さんもよく知らないんだ。ほら、もうじきイエーガー先生が来る頃だから、先生に聞いてみよう。
So wait, he said Dr. Yeager. Are they even related?
はい。お前と同い年の女の子だ。
No, they're not. I thought they were cousins.
一人しか友達ができないんだぞ。アッカーマンさん、イエーガーです。
What?
ごめんください。だめだ。父さんは憲兵団を呼んで捜索を要請する。お前は麓で待ってるんだ。分かったか？エレン。
Like, what is happening? Like, everything is so mysterious. I have so many questions. She was kidnapped. Oriental? Wow. Human trade, man. Are you kidding me? That didn't happen at the same time. It's interesting to see also there are not only Titans who are a problem. Alright. Yeah, I thought so. How did he know? What? How did he know? There's something so suspicious about. They have like a sixth sense. Even I would be afraid of him. Whoa. That's why she loves him so much. Child Aaron was killing. But still, how did he know? That will be the moment where she becomes a killer. She actually was not. Wow, as I said, this is the catalyst for her future. Whoa. Interesting. The scarf. Man, if he's really dead, that will just hurt her so much. cannot lose Eren. She's it.
勝者しか許されない残酷な世界
How did Eren make like top 10? Because she's clearly a level above everyone else.
私は何でもできる
Well, oh. I don't know why I thought it was like only 5 minutes. It's already over. Yeah, this episode went like extremely fast. In the sense that I was so invested into everything that was happening that I just haven't realized that it's already over. Like I thought it was like around the 10-minute mark. Man, they're building this up. Again, this episode went into an entirely different direction than I actually thought it will. I thought we were already getting a definitive answer for if Eren is dead or not. We haven't. It was great to finally see a little bit more of Mikasa's background, but it seems like they showed you a lot now, but I think my curiosity got even bigger. There's some like easy explanations, like you should say like, yeah, they killed their parents for a simple reason, a human trait, you know. And there's no like abnormal explanation. It is something that some humans did, some evil humans did, and that's that. But then again, you think about like there's so like little suspicious things about like she had a vision in I think it was episode 2 when they were walking, and I think it was similar to what Eren had like in the first episode when he was sleeping. He also saw some sort of vision. And the crazy part here is Eren knew where she was, and it was seen in his eyes when his father like asked him. He was like searching there. He said, "Do you see any girl?" And he said no, and he was looking like it almost seems like they have an unnatural, like paranormal connection, some psychic powers. So like as the story progressed, I was like totally forgetting about this, but again, this theory is like coming back, like that they do actually have some abnormalities about them, and it just makes it even more mysterious because it's a simple reason for why her parents were killed, because a crime boss wanted to sell her mother. Her mother refused. She was killed in a hurry, so that's why they took Mikasa, because she's an oriental girl, one of the last who survived. But with those little things they threw in, like when Mikasa like had that switch in her head, when she decided she has to fight, like the ground break a bit. So I don't know if this is like an typical anime element. Like I've not seen a lot of anime. Like I've seen, like I said, the only anime which I watched from start to finish, and that was in Japanese, was JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. But as a child, I've seen some dubbed versions of Yu-Gi-Oh! And Naruto. And I always knew that in anime they like to insert these elements, like when they jump, they can be in the air for an hour. And I'm not bothered about that. But like here, I'm not sure if this actually means something, like that she's abnormally strong because she broke the ground, or is this just a typical anime element? Which doesn't really mean anything in the greater picture. And now I've learned that they are not related at all. So I went from brother and sister to not related. This episode basically was a great episode to build a foundation for I think the next episode, except if they show another backstory. I think, what could they do? Like maybe show Jean's adventure, but I'm guessing that this episode was a foundation for the next episode, in which we will learn the fate of Eren, because they even more further established Armin's look at Eren. Like it explained the fact, like I still remember when Eren offered him his hand in the first episode and Armin said, I can do it alone. And it was explained here that he doesn't want to be a burden, that's like always haunting him, that he has to be a burden. He was always beaten up. There are like basically two messages in this episode. Like we've seen Armin's message, this world is basically hell, and her message that the world is cruel. And they both just had to deal with that and then just do their job. Armin, like Armin, when Franz was dying, he basically told her that she just has to accept it. And Armin was probably in shock for how much long now, and he did accept everything. I mean, yeah, he's not clearly. I'm not saying that he now accepts it like easily, but he understands that this is hell, and that if he's gonna now cry about everything that happened to him in life, then he won't survive. And the same is with Mikasa. She knows that if she won't act, she will die. That's exactly what Eren told her. The funny thing is here that probably the part which got me real emotional was Franz dying. And that might seem funny, but like because I think they had like he and she had like I think 2 appearances. In the first episode, when Eren said to them that they're lovebirds, and they were like blushing and saying that that's not true. Then in the 5th episode, when they were talking like everything will be okay before the battle, and when I saw him dead there, I just realized how much those simple elements, like them being in love and like showing up in a few episodes before, how they don't feel like, and that was something I wanted to talk in a previous episode already, in the 5th, how little characters which have like almost no screen time, they're like getting little screen time here and there, but just enough that you know about something about them, and then just kill them off, and it hurts a lot more than just seeing a random villager dying, you know. And it happened the same with Thomas. Like when I'm going back and when I was editing and they were rewatching some stuff, I mean, Thomas was like from the beginning there, he was the one who actually switched then the belt, had to give his belt to Eren in the 3rd episode. And you don't clearly realize that at that point. But now I do realize that basically each character is somewhat important. Like it just makes the whole experience a lot better. Now I fully understand what you meant by, I always paid attention to details, but I didn't really know that like almost each character is like super important, even if they look like a random guy. No, they are not. They're important. For now, they're mostly being just used to then be killed off, but it works. It works because it feels a lot more crueler to see someone who you knew a bit, and her struggle and the whole aesthetic of that scene when the street was empty, Armin being there. It just, I don't know, and her trying to save him. Like they didn't expect it. They were so happy together. They're in love. They probably had so many expectations. We can only guess what they were actually like, but good. You knew them good enough to feel for them, and I almost cried a bit at that point, I gotta admit. So because it felt so real. It felt so real. So now to talk about the new information which they gave us. They showed us a bit more information about these swords. They're made out of ultra hard steel, which is hard and flexible, enough to cut through a titan's flesh, and they can only be manufactured with the usage of blast furnaces. I think that's right. Which you can only find in Factory Town, so that's interesting. So, and they cannot be made anywhere else. So I'm not sure now that they have like multiple Factory Towns, or it's just like one which has the name Factory Town. We'll have to see that, but it's interesting. It's a super hard still to make, but they probably have lots of it. Like Mikasa threw those two away, which were not sharp anymore. So and I think they have like multiple of these blades carrying with them. So, but we'll have to see if there is any important town which is called the factory town. So now you'll see the discussion part of me talking at the usual place, and I know this video is a bit out of order, but I forgot to add this into this video, so I'm doing it now here and talking about this information. So now you'll see me again at the usual place. Yeah, I'll now jump into my episode breakdown. So of course, we at first had that scene where Armin was being in shock, and this scene, like, just like I mentioned in my reaction, like, what the hell happened there? Because Armin was in a shock and he still survived. And for how long was he in shock? There were even no... Where did Santa go? Like, why didn't he eat him? That's mysterious. So did somebody kill that Titan? But where is... I mean, it looked like he was for ages there. I mean, so... no other Titan actually got him. So that is... I won't say it's a plot hole. I won't, because I think up until now, like, everything at the end was explained. Like, literally, like, when I was asking why are Eren and Armin so depressed about the whole situation, why do they want to venture outside, it was explained. So far as I've seen only like what 6 episodes of the show, and I'm guessing it has a bigger meaning, or maybe a simpler one, but I think they will explain it. I think they won't just say, yeah, the Titan went away. They will at least say that somebody killed him and then just left Armin there. But still, it's still interesting, because you're thinking about, there were so many Titans storming the city, and there were so many around. If you remember, like when Armin was there, you had like what? There were at least... So the jumping Titan, the Titan who dragged the rope, then the bearded Titan, the Titan who bit Eren's leg off, and maybe that was the same, but I know that one Titan slapped someone. So there were a lot of Titans around that area, and it was shown, like, until now, that they can easily find a human, like, in no seconds. So there is a mysterious now thing going around Armin, like, how did he survive for so long without being conscious? But anyways, that scene was interesting. It probably raised my level of respect for Connie even more. I liked him. At first I was like, I never really had an opinion on him. I thought he was going to be the stereotypical sidekick of the protagonist's main rival, which is Jean, apparently, it seems like. But he's not. He's a character on its own, and he gained a lot of respect when he decided to join the Sorby Corps, and he gained a lot of respect here because he showed empathy towards Armin, like he was caring for him, and was angry when that girl who is like extremely suspicious, which I mentioned that she had a cameo basically appearance in the second episode. No, it was in the third episode, where she tried to exploit Sasha. She said she will use her stupidity. So she was making fun of this situation, like, and she wanted to be like, she wanted to be cruel and said like, yeah, they're dead, can't you realize it? And she was like being mean to Armin. She said it's funny that he survived all of them, and she was like laughing, I think, a bit. She was really annoying and couldn't realize that, and was angry at her, and he now like jumped in my favorite character ladder. He's not my favorite character, but I really like him now. But I must say that so far I'm liking all of these characters. Like even her, like I don't know her name, right? that girl who was now annoying there. But I'm saying that she's annoying in a sense, like looking at it from my personal perspective. But if I'm looking from that storytelling perspective, I like that. I like different characters. I want to see different personalities, and she has a different personality than anyone else until in this show. The more I have great characters, a diversity in your characters, the more I appreciate each one character, the more human they feel. So I'm really looking forward to it, into her character arc, if she will get one, but I have a feeling that she will. Of course, after that, when Armin went, we learned a bit more of his backstory, how he actually, like, Eren and Mikasa saved him from bullies. That's why they were friends, and yeah, we just got a confirmation that he actually really just wanted to be an equal to his friends. He wanted to stay on his own, and he doesn't want to be a burden like that. Like, I think that will be probably the main, you could say, title of his character development. Yeah, like we could see like the things. Maybe he will accept it that he needs help, or maybe he actually will become good enough to then not require any type of help. Of course, then there was that moment with Franz, which I already addressed in my post-reaction thoughts, that it was an emotional moment for me. It basically showed a struggle of probably some non-important characters, but in the grander scale, but we know them just a bit and it still hurts, and it just shows how cruel all of these things are. And then we basically jumped into Mikasa's storyline. I can't explain to you, but it was so satisfying to, and I was shocked at first because it seemed so easy for her. That's why I said it. She basically looks like head and shoulders above everyone else in this class of soldiers, because they were a group when Eren and the others went, and they basically all lost. They haven't even touched a Titan. Whereas her, man, she's a pro. Like, and I knew they said that the Titans have these weak spots, but I didn't know that just one hit can kill them. And it was so satisfying to see that bastard who was running. That and they said that he's abnormal, so that actually opens the door to seeing what different types of Titans, or basically you have some random Titans which just do what they do, which basically, now that I think of it, makes some stuff a lot easier, because you could say that that's why, that's an easy explanation and just makes Titans be a bit more diverse and unexpected. You know, cannot predict what a Titan will do, because I guess then, because it's clearly that you have some Titans which don't follow their natural rules, their instincts, but do as what they want. And he was, that's probably extremely creepy. Like, imagine being there and a Titan running towards you. It was so satisfying that she just killed him like he was nothing, and she killed multiple Titans like they were nothing. Like, I've seen so many dead Titans at one scene. I don't know if she killed them all, but it seemed like she did. So maybe she has like, what, 4 or 5 kills already? So, and this episode is like a total contrast to the previous episode. In the previous episode, we had like multiple characters. We seen the story from their perspective, and the Titans were just overpowering them. They were just like killing everyone. Even that group didn't stand a chance. But in this episode, we had a total different setting. Like, there were not a lot of people panicking around. The streets were empty. We had basically just mostly a 2-character focus. You could argue one, but we had at the beginning Armin and then Mikasa. We mostly focused then on her, and she did it with such an ease. Like I don't know if they will now power creep this show. Like, if now killing Titans will become super easy, if you understand me. They sometimes do this, that's in some shows, that at the beginning something is really hard to achieve, then it's like, this is so easy, this is basics. So, or is she just extremely better than anyone else? And it could be because she was the first in their top 10 when they graduated. So it's so nice to see that they are beatable, that they can get what they deserve, and that we have a character who can beat them. That's great to have. Someone who you can count on to come and save the day. This episode actually showed us the cruel side also of humanity. We've seen a lot of different elements to it, but I think this episode extremely showed it in the ways of the crime, that guy who tried to get his belongings on the other side was basically thinking he's more important than everyone else there. He's a businessman, it seems, and it shows that this world is I think I already mentioned it at one point. It gives me so many steampunk vibes, that storyline from Mikasa's flashback. It seemed like a typical mafia arc. If you showed someone that clip when she was kidnapped and Eren came to save her and what they were talking, I don't know if someone could tell you that actually this is from a show where technology doesn't exist. So I know the crime is a thing that existed a long time ago, but still it felt very modern, at least that storyline. And just like I said, it gives me those steampunk vibes where it is not an advanced world technology-wise, but it still has some advancements that our civilization has. It has elements of the modern and past world, and that's exactly what Attack on Titan has. And it was shown that she also has her morals on the right place. She knows what she has to do. She decided to help those people get that guy out of the way. And the line where she said, how come that a corpse is talking, was insane. It's nice to have a badass character, but not badass in a way that character does only visually cool stuff, but in that way that you finally have a character which you can count on to make some good stuff happen, because everything, just like Armin said, everything seemed like hell, man. Everything went wrong, and I really hated the fact that you have so many evil, we can say, antagonists, evil characters and beings like Titans, and this businessman who are just thinking they're untouchable, and then you have someone like Mikasa who shows them and teaches them a lesson. It's so satisfying from a viewer's point of view. Then we dive into Mikasa's past. I'll probably now go a bit quicker, because I think until now I was talking a bit out of order and it was really long. So then we have seen Mikasa's past. We've met her parents, and they both were killed. Basically those criminals wanted Mikasa's mother, but she refused, so they killed her. They took Mikasa. They wanted to sell her. And that's the most interesting part to me, is how Eren looked, and his father was talking to him when he was asking Eren, have you seen any girl around here? And he was just looking straight ahead, and they were focusing on his eye. And then he basically knew where she was. So as I said, this, and in their visions and everything, they have to have a abnormal bond. And as I said, Dr. Jaeger is super suspicious to me, and he was basically multiple times at Mikasa's place when she was younger. So did he experiment with them and insert into them something that makes them now having some powers, that they now have this abnormal connection? We'll have to see, but there is something about this, they're having visions, and he basically knew where she was, and then helped her. He saved her, and then she had to save him, And that was that switch in her head, which made her a person who controls herself in these adrenaline situations, and that's why she is like she is today. And she accepted that the world is cruel, and she did the same thing as the world is doing all the time. As I said, this episode really explored some like hard themes, like hard questions, like killing and the cruelty of the world. Like, if the world is cruel, why shouldn't you be too? Like, they were talking about that. And then they had, of course, when they were saved, it was a cute moment, a heartfelt moment where Eren gave her his scarf. He said that she should go with them at home, that he and Dr. Jäger took her into their family, and even now she wears that scarf. And he just explained as to why she cares about Eren so much, why she loves him so much, because he saved her and then took her into their family for basically like nothing. He didn't, and yeah, he's a good person, but he didn't have to, he didn't have to as a child to go and save her. Dr. Jäger said he only has one friend, so he's not a open person to each people. He doesn't have many friends, and now for a person like him to then suddenly accept someone as his family, that's extraordinary. And she'll be always grateful for him for that. And that's where the episode finished. So now I'm a bit more worried now as to what actually happened. It's still super, like, I cannot tell. Like, I literally, like, cannot tell. I could see him dying. I could see him surviving. How? We'll have to see. But I think they will address like that, definitely. And it will be maybe like super emotional, because now we've known so much more background to Eren's relationship with Armin and Mikasa. Now for my next episode predictions and final thoughts, I actually somehow did predict some things, and like see like that the next episode would probably show us more about Eren's fate. We might see more characters, like a other story, like what happened to Jean, Reiner. We'll probably follow Mikasa. Like I said, like, she's now the strongest character we met. She's really strong. And we'll probably definitely follow her through the next episode. Maybe her quest to find where Eren is. But beyond that, I can't predict really anything. This episode didn't end on a cliffhanger. There wasn't enough information to see what's coming next. So yeah, I'm definitely probably Mikasa will still remain our character of which is the central character in the next episode probably. And she did a great job being the main character of an episode, and I enjoyed it. So, but we'll see. Like, I enjoy most of these characters up until now, so maybe we will have a side story, like a Sasha story, what happened to her. It's really hard to grade, because on the one hand it was super interesting, because it was for me it felt really short, and you could say it because nothing like that massively happened, or you could say that basically everything was so interesting that I totally forgot about time. And I think both of these are true in their ways. So I love the additional character development. I liked the flashbacks. It was a great episode to watch another character be the protagonist. It was Mikasa's episode, definitely. Maybe she is now the protagonist, who knows. In this episode she definitely was the main character. So I think this episode is around the second episode. I would give this episode a 8.5, or let's say 8 and a 6. I think I was invested in this episode like all the time. So they gave up so much information. There was a lot of happening in this episode, and I actually was thirsty for more. That's probably why I thought that this episode was short. So, if you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing. If you would like to see any sort of updates related to my channel, then please check out my Twitter account in the description box below, and consider leaving any type of feedback, because it's massively appreciated and it helps me to grow as a content creator. I hope you have a great day, and see you tomorrow when I'll be watching episode 7.